All right, happy Wednesday night, everybody, which feels like Friday night, which is kind of like Saturday, but we have no idea what day it is. But we do know it is time. Go on the record. Texas Tech, Oregon, the Orange Bowl. Prediction night tonight. All of that. Who will be Texas Tech's MVP? Black Eyed Peas, yes or no? You buying into that deal this year? You might as well. Where are you going to watch the game? Anything and everything. What are you doing tonight? It's New Year's Eve. We're going to have our own Raiderland New Year's Eve party right here tonight with you guys here in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. Why not? Why would we not want to hang out with you guys on a quasi Friday, Wednesday, Thursday? We have no idea what night it is. Right here in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. You don't have to own a ranch to live like you do. You can have great Western style furniture thanks to Hat Creek Interiors in Lubbock, Texas. 10101 South Slide Road, the showroom. Hey, if you live outside the area, hatcreek.us, go there. Website, they ship to you. It's amazing. It's incredible. You need some Hat Creek Interiors in your life. All right. So, let's get on tonight on the United Supermarkets chat line. Let's visit. Let's have some fun. I want your score predictions. I want to know what you're thinking on the game tonight. I want to know where you're watching it, all those things, how you think the game's going to play out. Is it high scoring? Is it low scoring? I've got my thoughts. I'll give you mine. I want to hear yours. And just let's close out 2025 together here for a few minutes. I know some of you guys are already out on the town tonight. Some of the younger ones are like, man, I can't believe he's going live at 6:32 Central Time. Yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. Some of you older fans, you're right there with me going, yeah, I just want to be able to stay up tonight and watch Miami and Ohio State and see what happens. Let's do it in three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com, the website. You start your day every day there. Hat Creek Interiors here in the studio on the website of the morning. Raiderland Hot Links brought to you by Jackson Brothers Meat Locker and Post, Texas, USA, world famous beef jerky, and more. They can handle all your meat processing. You can kill it. They can process it out. But that's not really their slogan, but you get the idea. Tonight, brought to you by The Reserve, a culinary tavern. You could be there tonight, New Year's Eve. They're ready to go. If you don't have reservations, it might be a little dicey tonight. Tomorrow, opening up early, 10 o'clock, ready for the game. They're 103rd Quaker, Lubbock, Texas, USA. The Reserve. It's a culinary tavern. Tater tots, onion rings, and anything else after that. South Plains College, a lot of great Red Raiders started off as great Texans. They're enrolling for the spring semester. That sounds weird to say right now, but yeah, they're already enrolling for the spring semester. Find out what they can do for you. Lots of continuing education. Doesn't matter how old you are, non-traditional, traditional students. It, you know, they've got something for you. Maybe just taking a cooking class with your husband or your wife, or both, I guess. It's 2025, almost 2026, I guess we can say that. So, South Plains College, and everybody gets in tonight on the United Supermarkets chat line, the supermarket that supports Texas Tech, West Texas, as opposed to the one out here that they make a big deal, but they take your money and they send it down south, put stuff in Austin, Texas. All right, let's get it going tonight. I want your score predictions. I'll give you my breakdown, why I think it will break down the way I think it will break down. If you saw me on VSIN last night, you already know my score prediction. But I am taking Texas Tech, and it's not rose-colored glasses. I think Texas Tech is the right play. I've seen a lot of really astute, smart, sharp people over the last 48 hours taking Texas Tech, Vegas and otherwise. So it's not just, hey, he's a Texas Tech homer, he's taking Texas Tech. No, I think it's the right play. I think it's the right way to go in this game. We'll explain why. But you guys get in. Give me your score predictions tonight. Who do you think will be the MVP? Who's it going to be? Does it need to be Baron Morton? To win this game, doesn't need to be your quarterback. Doesn't need to be your running back. Running backs. Maybe a wide receiver. On the defensive side, is it You know, Jacob Rodriguez, easiest thing. David Bailey, Romello Height, Pollock in the secondary, maybe Ben Roberts. Who needs to be the most valuable player for Texas Tech tomorrow if you think Texas Tech is going to win? All right, let's get it going on the United Supermarket chat line. Lonnie P on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media on Twitter X. We love everybody on Twitter X. Everybody should follow us. Easy, don't cost nothing. By the way, same thing on our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. If you're watching there, subscribe, like, and invite friends in, or like, subscribe, or something. It doesn't matter the order. And of course on Facebook for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. We do all sorts of cool stuff there, including our daily dose of West Texas. Happy New Year, moderately cool old guy. Tech 49, Oregon 47. Dude, you've got this thing like astronomically high scoring. Do you not believe in Tech's defense? Do you not believe in Oregon's defense? How can you say 49-47 unless it's like 18 overtimes? That's insane. That's outrageous. That's egregious. That is an affront to everything that is Shield Wood and this Tech defense. If you think Oregon can score 47, if you think Oregon can score 30, there are people that would say that's wrong. 49-47. Oh, you've probably been out already. What time zone are you in? You've probably already been out tonight, right? That's what's going on, right? That's what's happening here. You had a couple of cocktails, got into it. 49-47. James giving us thumbs up. He's one of the OGs back in the day on the old Periscope app. Give us thumbs up. Let us know the audio is good, the video is good. Share it with your friends. Spectacular. Hold on. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Jeff gets in on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Again, subscribe, share. Oregon hasn't scored more than 20 against any good team they played. We're a good team. Tech 34, Oregon 17. That was a point I have been making this week, that when you look at Oregon, when they play somebody with a pulse defensively, they don't roll up points. And they haven't under Dan Lanning, and Dan Lanning's a good coach. But let's go back to that game against Indiana. I think Indiana's the closest defensively that Oregon's played to Texas Tech. They scored 20 points. They were 3 of 14 on third down. They ran for 81 yards. It's 30 rushes for 81 yards. And Dante Moore got sacked 6 times. So let's say Texas Tech is half as good as Indiana's defense. And I think Texas Tech is probably half again better than Indiana's defense. Everybody just wants to gloss over that. And the idea that Oregon couldn't run against Indiana. If you can't run against Texas Tech, you are so far behind the 8 ball that Texas Tech tees off. That front goes after you, and you can't throw. Jeff, right off the bat, 34-17. Now, my score is closer, a little bit lower. Jared, currently at the Lady Raiders game with the family, sending out 2025, hopefully with a win, welcoming 2026 with a win tomorrow. Absolutely, Lady Raiders, UCF tonight. The New Year's Eve game, which sucks. I hate that the Lady Raiders had to play this game in a conference game to boot on New Year's Eve. They've done the best they can to try to get people out there. Back in the day, the Lady Raiders used to play New Year's Day games, which for this announcer, brutal, like a 1 o'clock New Year's Day tip-off. God, thank you, Coach Sharp. And I knew what she was doing. She was keeping the team in on New Year's Eve and keeping the announcer in. But dang it, some of those New Year's Day games were just not pleasant at all. But we were there. We got it done. Lady Raiders hopefully get it done tonight. trying to stay undefeated. JC Double T, he's on that YouTube thing. Brian Hyatt's Raiderland. Free. Subscribe. Like, you know the drill. It is black-eyed peas, cornbread, and smoked sausage. So happy big game eve to us. Absolutely. Are you doing the black-eyed peas tonight, tomorrow? Is that the tomorrow menu or the tonight menu? Tonight we're doing homemade pizzas here at Raiderland Worldwide Headquarters. We can eat on those for a couple of days. I'm team black-eyed peas. I like them. I'm good. My wife does a black-eyed pea thing with collard greens and mustard greens and all sorts of stuff that's really awesome. Sausage. I'll send pictures out tomorrow after she does it. It's really good. Yeah, what's on your menu? What's on your game day menu? What are you doing tomorrow for the game? Where are you going to watch? Give us your scores. I'll give you mine here in about 4.5, 5 minutes. All right. I'll give you my breakdown. I'll give you my score. You can give me yours. Tech wins 28-9. Golly, just like a mid-1970s AFC beatdown on the NFC. Steelers taking down the offense. Defense has a score. Height. Romello Height is the MVP. Tech dominates. I think Height is Romello Height, I'm guessing. I mean, if you got to take care of Bailey, you still got Romello Height on the other side. Still got the middle. 31-28 Tech says my man Danny Hoff, the Hoffmeister. 31-28. I'm right in there. That's a little higher scoring than what I've got it right now. But that's certainly within the realm of not possibility, but just I can see that there are a lot of people that have this game being played in the low 30s on both sides. I get that. I still think that's a little high scoring, though, given both offenses where they are right now. We'll see. JC Double T, thinking if Miami wins tonight, could we bump up? We need to get to 3 and a hook. What could be bump? 3 and a hook? I don't know. Confusing me with the syntax on that. I have no idea why if Miami wins tonight, it changes to Tech with 3 and a hook. I think this thing goes off 2.5 painted, 2.5 painted. Texas Tech catching points. Play the money line. Don't worry about it. Meanwhile, Southwest Airlines flight attendant headed home to catch the game tomorrow in Penn Valley, California. Tech wins 27-17. I like that score. Like what you're doing. Here's to you, all the great flight attendants out there. You're probably way too young to get the reference, but here's to a little POS from SWA. Positively outrageous service back in the day. And if you are, and you can't remember POS, positively outrageous service, good for you. Taking your score predictions. Give you mine here in a minute. Hold on, I'm getting some text messages. Got to look at this. People like my friends are like texting me during the show, going, whatever. Win overs. Which game? Which game are you on the overs? Give me a link and I can join in 5 minutes. Too late. Dang it. Hate it when that happens. Hate it when that happens. Can't wait for the win tomorrow. Defense will be on point. On point. Defense will be on point. Like a dog, like on point. I think that's a dance term too. Like defense will be on point. David Collier, Kamek 28. How do I join in on the show? You just did. My apologies. I didn't see your text. Too late. I can't generate the thing that does the deal at this point. I don't think so. Anyways, so here we are. Yeah. Maybe post game tomorrow. Who knows? By the way, David Collier kicking ass out there in Miami last couple of days. This is not like covering a regular bowl game for those people out there. This is like getting out there early, 2 days early for a regular season game. And there's a couple of press conferences, and that's kind of it. Very different deal. Mark, YouTube, Tech 31, Ducks 14. Okay, to me, that is like the ultimate, like if everything went great type deal, 31-14. Like upend your scoring and you kick their ass and they only got 14 points. That would be the wide margin win. Danny gets in on Facebook. I know I keep saying I'm going to do my score. I'm going to do it. I got to go through the comments, though. Tech 38, Oregon 31. Way too high scoring, Danny. Tech puts up 30 on the Ducks 32 seasons ago with virtually the same offense. What are you talking about? But defense is better than they were 2 seasons ago. The offense is completely different. Everybody's different. Everybody's gone. Nothing makes sense. I reject your 38-31. But glad you're here. Jeff, Lee Hunter will be the MVP because we have to shut down their run. Big man comes up. Why do we have to shut down their run? They only ran for 81 yards against Indiana. 30 tries, 81 yards against Indiana. You're going to shut down the run. But I like what you're saying, though. We like big men getting their props. JCWT, I'm sure you're going to be on point with your score, which better be around 30-20. Greg on YouTube channel. I know it was 2023, but Tech has seen basically the Oregon speed. Ducks 17, Red Raiders 31, wreck them. Yeah, nothing translates from the previous game. Sorry. But that doesn't mean your score's wrong. Texas Tech, Georgia and the Natty, says old Texas Tech man, 91-44. T-Bones and Black Eyed Peas. Watching it on T-Bones. Now we're gonna go rare on this, right, Danny? We're gonna go rare, medium rare, maybe on a T-bone. Like ribeye, I want it absolutely rare. T-bone, I can go a little medium rare because the bone, actually conducts heat, expands it out, gives it a little different taste, a little different marbling on the T-bone. I can go medium rare on that, just a little bit. Black Eyed Peas, knock it out. Knock him out, John. JCWT, Stars, New Year's Eve games, like now, are awesome, but school with no students, brutal for the ladies. Stars, New Year's Eve games, like now, are awesome, but school with no students, brutal for the ladies. Does anyone have any idea what that means? Big 12 kicks butt, 4-0. Well, not 4-0. Arizona State didn't get it done today. Dickey MVP, get running game going. If Dickey is the MVP, hallelujah. Thank you, Mac Levwich. Run the damn ball. If he is the MVP, that means he's over 100 yards, I would think, with a touchdown or two. Yes. All about that. Greg, Chris Level mentioned today that he wouldn't be surprised. Height and Bailey on the same side. Interesting. Tech's done that several times this year. Not a lot, but several times. They've lined them up with the same side at different times. And then they brought offside pressure, by the way, with a cornerback blitz a couple of times, if I remember right. And just really, they can play some concept games. I would love to see that a few times to see how they handle that. And then I absolutely bring off pressure off the end on the other side. You got so many things you can do. Fake Natalie Maines, first-time listener, long-time texter. Happy New Year's Eve. My virtual Raiderland storyteller. I don't think people are taking into account how many players we have that will be playing healthy for the first time in a long time. Thank you for everything you do to your body to give us the best daily broadcast. You have no idea what I do. Tech winning 31-27, just so you know. Love you. Helmet sticker to the fight in Sonny Dykes. TCU gets it done last night. Totally POS, 26 years. There you go. Positively outrageous service. God bless Herb. 26 years. Yeah. So, yeah, you were just in. Yeah, you were in on that. Because that was an early 2000s type thing for Southwest Airlines. Good for you. I'll be watching in person. Knock it out. Be there for us. My score prediction 30-23 Tech. Wouldn't be surprised if it's the same score, but Oregon. I get you on that one. No, seriously. Michael there on YouTube. When I was predicting my score last night on Vegas Stats and Information Network out of Las Vegas, I gave my number. I said, I totally understand people who flip it around and go the other way. Randy Wade, are you going to play the drinking game when the announcers talk about how much Tech spent on NIL? What's the over-under? Over-under on how much Tech spent on NIL? 42.5. Take the over. All right. I got to run through my deal. Otherwise, we're not going to get the score prediction in. And then we got to do stuff. So, notes and different things and fascinating stuff, right? Things that matter in this game. So humor me for a second as I give you why I think the score is going to be what it is. And I think it behooves us to look at the losses for the teams first off and go, okay, what happened in the losses? Well, obviously for Texas Tech, Arizona State, your quarterback gets hurt. Will Hammond goes in. Mac Leftwich loses his ever-loving mind, won't run. Cameron Dickey won't run the run game, runs the quarterback too much. Time of possession absolutely kills your defense. 37-12 to 22. 37 minutes for Arizona State when they still had Sam Levitt, who was really good, and he could hit you downfield, go deep. And you had stupid play calls. And you still took the lead late, but the defense was so gassed that they couldn't stop Arizona State from coming back and getting that win. Other than that, you've dominated in every way you could want to dominate, right? Offensively, defensively, everything else. So let's go to Oregon and their loss to Indiana. Indiana, I think, is the closest team to Texas Tech that they've played. Indiana, a very good defense. They lost 30-20. As I mentioned, they only could run for 80 yards, 81 yards, 30 rushes, 81 yards. Well, I'm sure they passed it really well. No, 100 yards passing. Moore got sacked 6 times. Why did he get sacked so much? Well, because they couldn't run it. They were 3rd and 14 on 3rd down. Not very good in that game against, I think, the closest team that you can have. So let's go to game script. Now, if I think a team is going to score points on Texas Tech, there are 3 ways to do it. BYU did it 2 different ways. Really, in the Big 12 title game, they did it with a great first drive script. That means that they had their plays planned out. They went down the field, and they did something nobody really done this year against Texas Tech. And they went downfield on that first drive, and they stuck it in the end zone, and everybody was freaking out, going, what the hell is going on here? How'd they score on the first drive? So I'm sure Oregon's really good at that, aren't they? No, they're really not. Only 4 times in Big Ten play did they take the opening drive and score. Only 4 times in Big Ten play. Well, how'd they do against good teams? Penn State, good team. They punted on their first drive. Indiana turned it over on downs, 721 yards, 351. Turned it over on downs. Rutgers, they fumbled after 3 plays, 7 yards, minute 27. Wisconsin turned it over. Wisconsin, 4 plays, 2, minute 18. Turn it over on downs. What about Iowa? 3 plays, 0 yards, 22 seconds. They punted. So if you want to get a touchdown against Texas Tech, you better have a really good pre-scripted drive, or you're probably not going to get there. All right, we can take that out. So then there's the busted play The Avery Johnson, Kansas State score, 51 yards on that. And then there's the short field, the Texas Tech turnover, and you get one on that. So if I want to get to 3 touchdowns, one of them, they don't do really good on the scripted drive. 2, we'll see on the busted play. 3, that's up to Texas Tech to give you a short yardage. So that's 3 touchdowns, 21 points right there. All right. So you got to figure out something else. Then you get into the field goal play that I think every team is good for a field goal in any given game. In any given game, I think a team can get a field goal one way or the other. What about analytics in this game? By the way, what about analytics? You have what's called DVOA, Defense Adjusted Value Average. It's a proprietary deal. I'm loath to give it out. Bill Connelly does one thing on ESPN called SP Plus, and it's where Texas Tech and Oregon are really close. Tech's number 3 in DVOA, Oregon number 4. You don't have to understand what the stats mean to know this. Here are the top 4 teams: Ohio State, Indiana, Tech, Oregon, Georgia right after that. If we look at metrics, the biggest gap is what's called EPA, expected points average. And that's where Texas Tech has a minus 0.05, 88th. Why is that? Because they're incredibly inconsistent and they bog down in the red zone. Oregon is 7th in the EPA. That's the big gap. So if you're wondering why people have Oregon favored, if they're looking at metrics, they're looking at numbers like that, that's the only gap in the EPA number this year between the points. Expected points added, down distance, yard line, time, score differential, all these things go into it. That's the only gap. I think it's misleading for a lot of different reasons. But I want to throw that out there just to give you a complete full picture as we develop our game script and why I think Texas Tech is going to be where they are. Well, Texas Tech, what? Biggest problem, Texas Tech, red zone. Not good. 6th in the Big 12, right? Oregon's 10th in the Big 10. Oregon red zone, not that great. When you look at it, 10th in the Big 10, Tech 6th in the Big 12. Texas Tech obviously can't hang with the speed of Oregon, can they? Because Oregon is the number 1 team in explosive plays. 91 explosive plays of 20-plus yards or more. Nobody can hang with their junk. I mean, the only team that's right there with them that would be 1 play behind them in total explosive plays this year would be Texas Tech. 1 fewer plays. So those are the stats. Those are the numbers. I've seen what I need to see. Dante Moore is not a rushing threat. He's a quarterback who can run. The idea that he is going to run downfield and kill you is bogus. Texas Tech will win this game. I've got it 27-24 Texas Tech. Now, some of you may think, well, I thought it was going to be a bigger margin than that. No, it's not. It's a close game. It's 2 really good teams. Texas Tech is better defensively. Texas Tech is right there offensively. If Texas Tech can turn just 1 field goal into a touchdown, all right, and 1 not field goal into a field goal, there you go. There's the difference. I have no worries about this defense. I will be shocked. If Texas Tech loses this game and Oregon puts up 30 points, all right, I'll be shocked. I'll be the first one to come back and say tomorrow on Raiderland Rewind, brought to you by Live Life Well Clinic of Lubbock, right here from the Hat Creek Interior Studios, 45 minutes after the game tomorrow. I'll be the first one to say I was wrong. I was wrong. Oregon's offense was better than I thought. Texas Tech defense not ready for it. I cannot see a scenario minus Tech just absolutely giving Oregon the ball over and over in the red zone. Maybe not even in the red zone, in the 40-yard line. a scenario where Oregon gets 30 points on this Tech defense. I'll be the first to admit I'm wrong tomorrow. 27-24 Texas Tech. That's what we're going with. What do you got tonight? You tell me. Let's get your comments in, your questions in, and get ready for a huge Raiderland Rewind coming up after the game tomorrow. During the game tomorrow, we'll be with you live on social media, on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. But now, I want your scores. I want your predictions. I want your thoughts. I want your thoughts. All right, JCTT, after the win tomorrow, you may have to take up residency at Circa. Good work. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Love Circa. Get out there in the pool area. Parents were Littlefield Wildcats. My dad, granddad, Texas, grew up in Lubbock, Wreckham. There you go. My mom, by the way, a Littlefield Wildcat in the 1950s. Robert, Tech 28, Oregon 24. Right there with you on that one. Medium rare on the T-bone. We can do that on the T-bone, right? Ribeyes, we got to go rare. Do you think our special teams can cause a turnover? By that, do you mean like a block punt or something like that? Or I think special teams will probably. Here's what I want out of special teams in big games. Okay, neutral. Stay with me on this. Neutral. Don't hurt me. Do not lose me any yards on returns or anything. No holding, nothing stupid. Don't fumble anything. Don't get penalties. Be neutral. Anything you get bonus on special teams in big games like this, where the offense and the defense really are the ones that are going to make the difference. And I know everybody wants to say, well, the special teams, it's the wild card and everything else. No, it's the wild card in a negative for the most part. Do no harm. Special teams are like doctors. Thank you for bringing this up, James. Coaches will tell you when they're honest, do no harm on special teams. Special teams hurt you when they try to do too much, when the returner tries to make something out of nothing, when the guy tries to field a punt he shouldn't field a punt. Don't do anything on special teams tomorrow other than get me the ball back. Don't screw up. JCTT, MVP doesn't have to be Barron, but that would be great for talking head chaos next week. Yeah. I mean, if Morton has like a 350-yard day passing and looks great, and they're going to have to go, who is this guy? Jan. Hi, Jan. Saw you today. 24-17, after thinking about it, didn't like the toughest and didn't the toughest team Oregon played bite the dust by number 9. Tech needs to score outside the red zone. Yes. If the red zone sucks, just score from 30 yards out. Black-eyed peas, cabbage, cornbread, ham, deviled eggs. Ugh, I hate deviled eggs. Green got a salad. J-Rod MVP, defense, happy new year, and nice running into the only store to shop for at groceries in Lubbock, United Supermarkets. Ran into her today, literally, like ran into Jan. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, hey. You know? Things happen in the produce section. Happy New Year, Jan. Great Red Raider. Stephen, still haven't felt like Christmas Eve as a kid. I haven't felt like Christmas Eve as a kid in a long time. 29-13, good guys tomorrow. Prime numbers. Oh, as I understood it, there would be no math. Prime numbers. Does either defense score for their team? Tech 26-17. Let's look at it. They're on YouTube. That's like a Southwest Conference Big 8 Bluebonnet Bowl score, 26-17. Does either defense score for their team? Great prop bet. Yeah, I'd put that at about plus 220, something like that. Did we have a reference to the greatness that is underrated? Jerry Clower. Love Jerry Clower. Wish he could provide a Kiffin commentary from Mississippi perspective. Of course, Jerry Clower was a Mississippi State Bulldog, not Ole Miss, so he might not have any problem with that boy running off and kissing his sister somewhere else. Robert Christopher, Oregon is best team Tech will have seen so far, but Tech is also the best team the Ducks have faced. Red Raiders by 10, 34-24. So it shall be written. Danny, Happy New Year. Hyatt, headed to dinner. Be well. And everybody going out tonight, be well, be safe, have fun, everything else. Dang, you're right, man. Green, white checker, going to finish the year strong. We're going to get through all the comments tonight before we get out of here. There's another old reference. How good is Oregon defense at causing turnovers? Dang it, I don't have that on the chart that I actually put together. They're plus on turnovers, and they're like big plus in the wins. Imagine that. So, are they good at causing turnovers? Yes. Are they plus? Yes. Robert, do you recall a recent matchup with both teams wearing black helmets? Nope. I don't know. Tech, Oklahoma State, Tech, somebody, Tech, Oregon's not black. It's some sort of gray thing. Danny, your excellent analysis had me rethink my prediction. Tech 30, Ducks 23. Thank you for bringing me to my senses. No better compliment than that right there, Danny. Thank you. Lady Raiders 46, UCF 32, third quarter. Thank you for the update on the Lady Raider game out there at United Supermarkets Arena tonight. Again, Coach Sharp used to schedule New Year's Day games, I think, to keep the team out of trouble on New Year's Eve and keep the radio announcer out of trouble on New Year's Eve. And some of those were not real easy to call. Oregon plus 0.5 in turnover margin. I thought I saw, though, one in either conference play, Jeff, or maybe it was just wins, which, I mean, most of them were wins. I thought it was a little higher than that. We are one sleep away now. Sleep fast. Hold tight. Hold fast. All right. So there's the deal. You can get your comments in real quick. If you guys would be so kind tonight to share this with your friends, we're going to have it archived on the website, theraiderland.com. You get it on Facebook, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Subscribe to that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland and Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. If you guys could share that, invite people in. We're going to be watching the Miami game here in just a few minutes and kind of keeping up with that. So you can follow us along on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. But big show tomorrow. We'll be with you during the game on Twitter X, talking about it, everything else. We will have a huge Raiderland Rewind brought to you by Live Life Clinic of Lubbock, Dr. John Skelton. 45 minutes is what we're looking at. I want to give everybody time because I figured a lot of people are out watching the game somewhere, everything else. So just kind of figure 45 minutes after the game ends, we're going to go live, which will still be early in the afternoon. We'll see what happens. All right, 27-24, my pick. We'll see how it goes. See how your predictions go. Everybody have a great night. If you're going out tonight, hey man, Uber is your friend. It's awesome. It's great. Utilize that. Be safe, have fun. Want everybody to have a great time. But want everybody back with us tomorrow. Certainly for Raiderland Rewind and everything else. All right, you guys have made this year tremendous for us here in Raiderland. Can't wait for 2026. Hard to believe. And it's going to be even better. And it's going to start off with a bang like we have never seen before with Texas Tech and Oregon in the Orange Bowl tomorrow. Thanks for being out there. Thanks to all of our great sponsors. We'll see you tomorrow.